My friend Yuki told me this story last month, and I still check every washing machine twice now. It was 2:47 a.m. in a coin laundry near Shibuya Station. Yuki worked night shifts at a convenience store. The late laundry runs were normal for her. The place was empty, fluorescent lights humming overhead. She loaded her clothes into machine number 7, added detergent, inserted coins. The machine started its familiar rhythm, swish, swish, swish. That's when she noticed machine number 3. It was running too, but she was alone. Through the circular window, she could see clothes tumbling inside. White fabric, moving in slow hypnotic circles. Maybe someone started it before leaving, she thought. But as she watched, the white fabric looked strange. Too long, too flowing. Like a kimono. The machine's timer showed 45 minutes remaining. But her own machine had only been running for 5 minutes, which meant someone had started that load recently. Very recently. Yuki looked around the empty laundromat again. The entrance was clear. No one had left. She approached machine number 3 slowly. The white fabric continued its endless dance. But now she could see it wasn't just fabric. There were sleeves, a collar, the shape of a person, a funeral kimono washing itself. The machine suddenly stopped. Complete silence. The timer still showed 44 minutes, but the cycle had ended. Through the glass, the white kimono lay perfectly folded, as if someone had just arranged. Yuki grabbed her wet clothes and ran. The next day, she asked the laundromat owner about machine 3. He went pale. That machine has been broken for 6 months. It doesn't even have power connect. But every few weeks, someone reports seeing it run. Always at night, always the same white clothes. He never told Yuki what happened to the last customer who tried to open that machine. But she found out when she went back the next week. The missing person poster by the entrance looked familiar. Tanaka-san managed a 24-hour coin laundry in rural Nagano for 15 years. He thought he'd seen everything until last winter. Every Tuesday at 3:33 a.m. she would appear. An elderly woman in a faded blue coat. She'd shuffle to the same machine, number 12, and begin her walk. Tanaka-san watched her on the security camera. She never spoke, never looked around, just washed the same small load every week. At first, he thought nothing of it. Lonely people often had strange schedules, but after a month, something felt wrong. She never took her clothes with her. The machine would finish, and she'd just leave. Every Tuesday, Tanaka-san would find the same wet clothes inside. A child's school uniform, tiny, decades old. He'd move them to Lost and Found. They'd be gone by morning. One Tuesday, he decided to confront her. Came, and there she was. Tanaka-san left his office and walked to machine 12. "Excuse me, Oba-san," he began. She turned to look at him. Her eyes were completely white. "My son," she whispered. "He's been waiting for clean clothes. He died on his way to school 40 years ago. The car hit him right outside. His uniform got so dirty. I promised him clean clothes for school." Tanaka-san looked outside through the window. A small figure in a school uniform stood under the streetlight, waiting, patient, for 40 years. When he looked back, the woman was gone, but machine 12 was still running. Tanaka-san never interrupted her again. Every Tuesday at 3:33 a.m., she continues her ritual, washing clothes for a son who can never come. Some promises echo beyond death. This happened to my co-worker Sato last month in Kyoto. She was visiting her grandmother, staying in an old neighborhood near Kiyomizu Temple. The only coin laundry was tucked between 2 abandoned shops. Ancient, probably from the 1970s. At 1 a.m., Sato loaded her clothes into the single working machine. She fed coins into the slot, but got too much change back. Strange, but she pocketed the extra coin. The machine started, but something was wrong with the sound. Instead of the usual churning, she heard voices, whisper, coming from inside the machine. She pressed her ear to the metal surface. "Help us," the voices pleaded, "so cold, so cold." Sato jerked back, her heart pounding. "Just the water," she told herself. Old pipes make noise. But the extra coins in her pocket, they felt ice cold. She pulled them out to look. They weren't modern 100-yen coins. They were old, tarnished, from the Showa era. Coins that hadn't been in circulation for decades. The whispers grew louder. "We put our money in, but we never got our clothes back." Sato looked around the dim laundromat. In the corners, she could see them now. Translucent figures, waiting by broken machine. Customers from years past, still waiting for their wash to finish. An old man in a work suit, a young mother with a baby, all holding ancient coins, all waiting. The machine stopped suddenly. Sato's clothes were gone. Inside the machine, only water, dark as ink. One of the spirits approached her. The change machine, it never gives back what you put in, she whispered. It takes something else instead. Your time, your clothes, your way home. Sato ran, the old coins burning in her palm. She found her grandmother's house. Something was wrong. Her grandmother looked at her strangely. Sato-chan, where have you been? You left 3 days ago. But to Sato, only an hour had passed. The change machine had taken her time and given her old coins instead. She still carries those coins, too afraid to spend them. Sometimes they whisper her name. My friend Akira told me this story and made me promise never to use coin laundry alone at night. He was a university student in Osaka, living in a cramped apartment near camp. The nearest laundromat was a 10-minute walk through quiet residential street. Akira always went at 2 a.m. to avoid crowd. The place had 12 washing machines, all with large circular windows, perfect mirrors in the fluorescent light. That night, Akira loaded machine number 8 and sat down to wait. He was scrolling through his phone when he noticed something. In the reflection of machine number 4, someone was sitting behind him. Akira turned around, no one there. He looked back at the machine window. The reflection was still there, a woman in white, sitting exactly where he'd looked, but not visible to his eye, only in the reflection. Akira tried to stay calm. Maybe it was a trick of the light. He checked other machine windows. In every reflection she was there, always in the same position. But when he looked directly, empty chair. The woman in the reflection began to move, standing up, walking toward his reflection. Akira could see her face now, pale, eyes closed, long black hair covering most of her feet. She reached out toward his reflected image. The moment her hand touched his reflection's shoulder, Akira felt ice-cold fingers on his real shoulder. He spun around, still nobody there, but the cold remained, spreading down his arm. In the reflection, she opened her eyes. They were completely black, like holes in her face. She mouthed words he couldn't hear, but he could read her lips. Help me, I can't get out. Akira realized she was trapped in the reflection world, unable to cross into reality, but able to touch. His washing machine finished with a loud beep. The woman in the reflection smiled. As Akira opened the machine, his wet clothes fell to the floor. They were ice cold and soaking wet with something that wasn't water. In the machine window, his own reflection was gone. Only the woman remained, wearing his face now. Akira ran home, but his reflection never returned. Mirrors show him nothing. Photos capture empty space where he should. He traded places with her, and she's still wearing his reflection. Sometimes people see him in coin laundry windows at night, mouthing the same words, help me, I can't get out. This is the last story I'll tell about coin laundry, because after hearing it, I don't think I can enter one again. My neighbor Suzuki-san owned 3 laundromats in Tokyo. Successful business, always busy, until last month. A new machine arrived at his Harajuku location. Model number 2077, larger than the others. The delivery men seemed nervous, eager to leave. They wouldn't explain where it came from, just muttered about fulfilling a contract and drove away quickly. The machine worked perfectly, better than perfect actually. Clothes came out cleaner than they'd ever been. Customers started requesting it specifically. Word spread. Lines formed just to use machine 2077. But Suzuki-san noticed something strange. People who used the machine changed. They became obsessed with cleanliness, washing the same clothes over and over. Some customers never left the laundromat. They'd feed coins into machine 2077 for hours, days. Their clothes got cleaner, they got thinner, paler, as if something was being washed away from them. Suzuki-san tried to intervene, make them stop, but they wouldn't listen, couldn't listen. Their eyes had become empty, transparent. One night he decided to unplug the machine. As he reached for the power cord, machine 2077 spoke. Don't, it whispered through its speaker. I'm not finished cleaning yet. Suzuki-san backed away. The machine wasn't supposed to have speakers. I wash more than clothes, the machine continued. I wash away the things that make people. their memories, their personalities, their soul, until only clean, empty shells remain. The customers around Machine 2077, they were barely human anymore. Perfect, clean, empty. Suzuki-san grabbed a hammer and smashed the control panel. The machines screamed, sound like metal tearing. The customers collapsed. What was left of them dissolved like soap suds. The next morning, Machine 2077 was gone. No one had moved it, it just vanished. But Suzuki-san received a note that day. Contract fulfilled, payment received, machine relocated to next customer. He never found out who sent Machine 2077. But sometimes late at night, he gets calls. Other laundromat owners asking about a special machine, one that cleans clothes better than anything else. He always hangs up. The calls keep coming. Machine 2077 is still out there, still cleaning, and every time it takes a little more than just dirt away.